Hello, welcome to another episode of Awakening with Soulspirational. I'm Tish, and today's episode is about the root chakra. So my last episode, I spoke of the 7 main chakras, and I want to do a series where I'm talking about each chakra specifically. So we're going to start with the root chakra. And the root, there's a couple things that we want to keep in mind as we are focusing in on that particular chakra. So the root is located at the base of the spine, or at the perineum. Its color associated with it is the color red. And I want to give you just some bullet points here, and then I'm going to take you into your own root if you care to join me. So it is also governed by the element of earth, and that's really important for what we're going to be doing here soon. The archetypes, the positive archetype associated with the root chakra is mother, think nurturing. The negative archetype associated with this chakra is the victim. And I think that's really important when we think about archetypes and the particular chakras, because if we hear ourselves thinking in terms of the victim, then that may be a signal that it's a root chakra issue. So what parts of the body does the root chakra govern? Well, I like to think like everything from where the base of my spine is down. So your hips, your legs, your knees, your feet, your calves. Because it's governed by the earth, I kind of see it as though like I'm planted into the earth, so my legs are part of my root system, just to kind of give you a visual there. And so it's your reproductive organs. It's also, many believe, governs the endocrine system. So, and the lower back. So again, we're looking at the base of the spine and then down our legs. So it's general purposes. So here we can think about the fight or flight instinct. So when something comes up and we can kind of feel that within us, that would be governed by the root chakra. It is a place where we feel secure in our earthly lives. So when we think about things like food and shelter, having enough money, when we think in these terms in the root chakra, for people that have lower back pain, for example, you could think, geez, do I feel as though the universe, if I'm being supported financially, do I feel like I have enough? Do I have shelter? Do I feel safe and secure knowing that I have a roof over my head, that I'm going to have the food that I need to eat, that the money is going to be there so I can have these things? It is our place where we feel safe and secure. So if we are governed by a lot of fear, that may be a signal that the root chakra is off. So the more we feel as though we are secure here on the earth, and also our right to be here on the earth. Some of us may struggle with that. Why am I here? Those kinds of things. Sometimes not even feeling attached. We may feel detached somewhat in life. So that could also be a root chakra issue. So let's see here. It is also the chakra for manifestation. So if we are manifesting something, we really want to bring it down into the root chakra. So instead of it just being up in our mind, let's bring the energy of that thought of what it is we're manifesting down throughout the different chakras, throughout our being, and bringing it down into the root chakra. So we can allow it to take root into our physical lives. Again, maybe it's a new career. Maybe you're hoping to meet somebody for a healthy relationship, whatever that may be. Bring the energy of the thought out of your mind. Bring it down through your body and anchor it into the root system. So if you feel as though you have a root chakra imbalance, what can you do to help balance it? Well, there are some really simple things. First, you can think about wearing the color red. Maybe place, pillows or different things around your home. Maybe red blankets or throws, seeing the color red around you will be a way to kind of affirm that you are strengthening your root chakra. Eating red foods, so apples, cherries, tomatoes, whatever it may be. Eat more of these, the red foods, again, to bring that in to your root. And some would even say more of those like potatoes, those kinds of sweet potatoes, those kinds of vegetables as well. You can also use crystals to help balance. So if you are already using crystals, there are a lot of different crystals that you can use for the root chakra. Google it. Just, what crystals are best for balancing the root chakra. Go through the list and, go to your favorite metaphysical store, pick up, whatever crystals you choose to use. So another way that you can help to balance the root, so if we're thinking about our survival instincts or our level of security or insecurity, we may feel, again, like the universe isn't supporting us. We may feel that disconnection from God, the universe, source, however you see it, the divine. So just simply by going into meditation, feeling that divine space within you, knowing that you are always connected to God, and knowing, when I say knowing, I don't mean intellectually, because again, we can have the thoughts, but it's bringing it into the body to really know that I am connected with God, with the universe, with the divine. Again, however you perceive that energy. Knowing within you and bringing that energy again down to your root chakra so that you can feel the knowingness within the root and know that you really are being supported by the universe. And sometimes the universe brings us things around as challenges or ways to get us to open up to who we are spiritually and even walking this earth. So I'm just going to ask you to have an open mind. Another thing that you can do is to get into nature. Again, this is the root chakra governed by the earth. So maybe take a walk in a park. Pay attention to the rustling of the leaves. Really acknowledge squirrels or whatever, wildlife, whatever critters you happen to see in the park. Acknowledge them. Be with the earth. And if I just sounded like a tree hugger, yes, go hug a tree. Feel the energy of that tree. When you are walking in a park, if you're taking a hike, feel the energy of the earth that surrounds you, that your feet are literally walking upon. Feel the wind blowing past you. Listen to as it's blowing through the leaves. Stop and look at the pretty flowers along the way, even if they're just a form of a weed, but they happen to have a pretty flower. Stop. Pay attention to it. When we think about the saying, stop and smell the roses, we are human. We walk this human life for an X number of years. To me, part of that beauty is getting closer to nature, feeling and appreciating the beauty of this particular life, because at some point it won't be here for us. So when we can take the time to, again, look at those really pretty flowers, or maybe look at the different shaped leaves on different shrubs, for example, or of the trees. Be in the moment of now within your surroundings on earth. Another thing that you can do is, speaking of taking a walk outside, you can walk outside barefoot. Feel the grass between your toes, or if you live on the coastline, where you can feel the sand between your toes. Feel the earth all around you. So another thing that you can do is exercise. Just by moving around, you're getting your energy to move. And we really want to see the energy from above flow all the way down, the energy from below flowing upward. So the more that we engage in movement, the more that we can really get that energy flowing through us to discharge some excess energy. You know what is best for you. You or your doctor do what is best, but try and get your body going in some form of exercise. And then healing. So if there are issues from the past that have made you feel less secure, less safe, then whether that's in talk therapy, meeting with a therapist, do what is best for you to go to a place where you can start healing these issues so you can feel stronger. Again, the root is at the base of your spine. It is the first chakra of the 7 main chakras. So the stronger that the root is, that's our foundation. So the other chakras that as you're going up the body, the stronger and more stable the root is, it's just the better for the other subsequent chakras that we'll be going through in this series. So that is the root chakra, I guess, in a ball, a very small ball. There's so much information online in books. You can get a world of information out there. I want to give you the basics because I want to kind of walk you through a little meditation to give you more of a visualization of your root. So again, if we're thinking about, it's also the root with our ancestors, community. So when we feel into our own root chakra, to get whatever information that it has to offer us, just the better that it is. So having the basic information, think again about mother or victim. It's the color red. It is our will to live, our fight or flight, how we feel safe and secure, food, shelter, finances, etc. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring you on in to your root chakra. I visualize better with my eyes closed. So you're welcome to join me with your eyes closed going through this, and I'll walk you through it. Or if you're going to keep your eyes open, I would suggest finding a blank point on your wall. So then that way your physical eyes can focus on a spot while your mind is seeing or looking into your root chakra. Hopefully that makes sense. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. If you would go ahead and close your eyes for me. And then just take a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose, belly breaths if you can, and then out through the mouth. And as you're breathing, just allow your body to relax. And what we're doing here is just allowing the body and the mind to be more still and quiet. So if while I'm walking you through this, any unwanted thoughts come to mind, just gently acknowledge them, brush them aside. This is just going to take a few minutes. So with your eyes closed, bring your attention to the base of your spine. Now, if you like, you can even bring your hand or your hands to the base of your spine. If you are unable to bring your hands to the base of your spine, just bring them to the front then. And imagine just feeling through you into the base of your spine or into your perineum. So then now as you're focused on the energy of your root chakra, imagine the color red located here. Now you may see this, you may not. You can just intend for it to be so. Some people could feel the color red as opposed to seeing it. Whatever is right for you. At the least, just intend the color red at your root chakra. Now, while you're focusing in on the root, remember, this chakra is governed by the earth. So I'm going to ask for you to do two things. First of all, look at your own root system. Can you see your roots planted into this earth, what does your root system look like? What does the root ball look like? Do your roots feel strong and healthy? Do they feel healthy and where they're bringing up nutrients that you need? How many roots do you see? Do you see a particular color associated with your root system? So again, think of a plant, a shrub, a tree, however you want to envision it. But your particular root system, what do your roots look like? And then look at the soil that your roots are planted into. What does the soil, the earth, look like? Does the soil look rich in nutrients? Does the soil feel dry and cracked? Or does it look as though it's saturated? Feel into your earth, your soil, and your root system. So depending on what you're seeing, if your roots don't look nice and healthy, you can ask for insight of how can I make my roots healthier? And then just pause, see what kind of information you get. If you feel as though your roots aren't taking hold, aren't really connected to the earth, ask, how can I strengthen my root system? How can I feel more connected to the earth? And just pause, give yourself a moment. What is your higher self telling you? So how can I strengthen my roots? How can I get the nutrients that my body needs? If the soil feels saturated, ask, how can I dry up some of this water, wetness, however you perceive that? And it may be that what you're seeing feels healthy to you, then that's wonderful. If it isn't, if you're seeing an extreme one way or the other, just ask, how can I make this better? What can I do? What can I bring into my life? Is there somebody that I should see or that I should talk to? Focus in on your roots. Now, if you are a Reiki practitioner, you can place whatever symbols you may be attuned to into your root system. And for those who aren't Reiki practitioners, you can still send the intention that you are open to receive whatever information necessary for you to be able to support yourself, to strengthen your root system. So once again, as we're feeling into the roots, if I don't feel supported in my life, how can I strengthen the roots so I can feel the support from the earth? And maybe it's finding another job. Again, maybe it's going in for talk therapy. Maybe it's just this realization of what your roots look like. How you perceive your connection to the earth is enough to start bringing you forward, to start taking those action steps of what you can do. take a look at your legs. Do your legs feel sturdy and strong upon the earth? So as you were walking through life, do they feel strong enough to carry you? Your hips, your thighs for the heavy lifting, your knees, and flexibility. Are your knees flexible? Your calves and shins, again, that strength of moving us forward. The ankles, also helping us, what direction are we going in? And as we, we point and flex and point and flex. Are our ankles strong enough to carry us? Are our toes for balance? Have you been more off balance lately? Maybe you find yourself tripping over things more often recently. It could be that your root chakra is off. And one of the things that you can do, I'm going to give you a couple ideas here. So as you see yourself connected to the earth, just feel, intend for that earth energy to come on up through your root to help strengthen you. If your roots look thin, imagine them opening up and just absorbing the nutrients from Mother Earth. You can also see God's light above. Allow God's light to flow straight on through your being, down into your root, and send God's light into your root system. Feel that light to charge up, to nourish your root system, to strengthen them, to allow your roots to open up for those nutrients that will sustain your physical body. And as you're doing this, as you're feeling the mother energy flowing upward and God's energy flowing downward, feel the strength in that connection of above and below into your root chakra. Oftentimes when I'm doing a visualization like this, I can even feel like pressure on my root. So if you're feeling that too, wonderful. Hopefully it feels right for you. Feeling that energy within your root system. Know that you do have a right to be here. You deserve to be here. The universe has been trying to support you. Keep yourself open to what the universe is bringing you, those things that are healthy and beneficial for you. Sometimes things are challenges that still ultimately benefit us. Feel that energy flowing through you. And again, you can come back to the red if you're not seeing it. See that beautiful red color around it. And if you want, as I'm going to walk you out of this little meditation, you can see a beautiful red ball completely surrounding your root system. And set the intention that this ball is going to continue to nourish your root chakra, your roots, that which connects you to the earth. And as this light, this beautiful red glow continues to strengthen your root, you feel more and more secure. You feel safer, more steady in your walk, knowing that you have the strength to carry you through whatever it is that you may be, whatever burdens, whatever load that you may be carrying. Because those burdens may be on the shoulder, but they press down on the spine, on the hips, on the knees, etc., on the feet. So feel your hips nice and strengthened, your thighs, your knees, your calves and shins, your ankles, your feet, your toes. Nice and strengthened with this beautiful energy of the root chakra. And if you're still seeing excesses, maybe your soil is still very saturated or extensively dry, that's something you can also work on moving forward. And you may see how the subsequent chakras actually benefit that visualization as well. So with that, go ahead and come back into the room. Pay attention to the noises that surround you. I like to wiggle my fingers and toes. Even though this was just a few minutes of visualization, it's still always good to get back into the body. So whether you want to, stomp your feet, rub your hands, just come back into your physical being. Hopefully that gave you some insight into the root chakra. As I said, I'll be putting on episodes for the subsequent chakras, for the other 6. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, info@soulspirational.com. You can go to my website, soulspirational.com. And otherwise, until next time, thank you, be well, and namaste.